ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Oh. So from today for next 1 week we will be seeing Adi Shankaracharya's Prakarana Grantha called Vakya Vritti. Vakya Vritti is a Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana Grantha means an independent text. We have many independent texts like Viveka Chudamani, Manisha Panchakam, Sadhana Panchakam, etc., which we all have seen once. And this is another Prakarana Grantha, an independent work of Adi Shankaracharya named Vakya Vritti, comprising of 53 shlokas or verses. The word Vakya is in English a sentence, and a vritti means there are many meanings for the word vritti. A thought is also called in vritti, thought vritti, akandakara vritti, which I always use. A thought is called a vritti, and we also use this word. And we also use this word vritti for livelihood. In Kannada we say ಏನು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So for livelihood also we ask what is your vritti. And here in this context vritti means a brief analysis. Vakya is a sentence, vritti means a brief analysis. Brief analysis of what? Mahavakya. A brief analysis of Mahavakya. The other meaning for Mahavakya is called glorious Vakya in English, a verbal or a literal translation. Glorious or big Vakya, big sentence. But that is not what we want. Mahavakya means Tatparya Vakya. Mahavakya is equal to Tatparya Vakya. What does this Tatparya Vakya mean? Central teachings of the Vedanta. Mahavakya, or otherwise called as Tatparya Vakya, is a central teaching of Vedanta. What is the central teaching of the Vedanta? Jivatma and Paramatma Aikya Bodhaka Vakya is Mahavakya. Jivatma, that is you. I don't say me. Jivatma, that is you, and Paramatma, that is Lord or Bhagavan. Aikya Bodhaka, essentially one and the same. Superficially there are a lot of differences, but essentially one and the same is called Aikya Bodhaka Vakya or Mahavakya. Though the word Maha means literally big, but here Maha means Tatparyam. Hardly there are 3 words in the Mahavakya, isn't it? Out of thousands of Mahavakya, Veda have chosen only 4, each from one Veda. From Rigveda we have Prajnanam Brahma, which is occurring in Aitareya Upanishad. From Yajurveda we have Aham Brahmasmi, which is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. From Samaveda we have Tat Tvamasi, occurring in Chandogya Upanishad. And from Atharvana Veda we have Ayamatma Brahma, occurring in Mandukya Upanishad. So out of 1000 such Mahavakyas, spread across the Vedic literature, 4 sample Mahavakyas have been chosen for betterment of our understanding. Kshetrajnam chapimam vidhi sarvakshetreshu bharata is a Mahavakya from Bhagavad Gita. So like that, from Gita we can take Mahavakyas, from another many Upanishads also we can take. Out of 4, for our study, we have chosen the famous Mahavakya called Tat Tvamasi, which will occur in this text called Vakya Vritti. A famous Mahavakya, Tat Tvamasi. And Shankaracharya deals in 53 verses or shlokas. But the same Mahavakya, Tat Tvamasi, in Viveka Chudamani runs for hundreds of shlokas, which is called as Vyakhyanam of Mahavakya. From shloka 200, Viveka Chudamani, almost 100. Panchadashi we have in the 6th chapter, 204 verses talking about Mahavakya. Upadesha Sahasri, another big Prakarana Grantha of Adi Shankaracharya. In the 19th chapter, we have another 200 plus shlokas talking about Mahavakya. However, in this context of Vakya Vritti, a brief analysis of Tattvamasi. This brief analysis is called as Vritti, Vakya Vritti. Tattvamasi Mahavakya Vritti. The great Mahan Sri Swami Sadashiva Brahmahindral has written a Vritti on Brahma Sutra. Just as Mahavakya Shankaracharya is briefly explaining in 53 shlokas, Sadashiva Brahmahindral also explains the entire Brahma Sutra in a Vritti form, in a cryptic form. He calls it as Brahma Sutra Vritti. Okay. Now this Asi word in the Mahavakya, that is Tat Tvamasi, Tat means Paramatma, Tvam means Jivatma, Asi means you are that. You are. Asi is equal to you are. What you are? You are essentially that Paramatma Swarupa. And this Asi is also called as an equation in English. And when do we use the equation? When there is some mathematical equation. For example, an equation is possible when something is not equal to or something is not equal to. 8 is equal to 8. What equation do you want? It's directly available, perceptible. So there you don't need an equation. 8 is equal to 8. 4 is equal to 4. Equation is not required. Or 4 is equal to 5. That is also not required because you cannot make an equation there. An equation is required when 2 plus 3 is equal to 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. On superficially, when eyes sees those words and mathematic symbols, it appears it is not possible. 2 plus 3, immediately mind says 5. But then there is another symbol called minus 1 is equal to 5. So superficially, it is not possible to make a proper equation, but by analysis, we know it is possible. That is how we have to treat the Mahavakyas also. Superficially, Tat Tvamasi is never possible. Direct answer. But essentially, it is possible. That essentially possible is only what Adi Shankaracharya talks in this text. Tat Tvamasi. With this background, we will enter into the text proper. I have to run through the verses because in 8 days I want to finish 53 shlokas. So the asking rate is 6 or 7 per day. So properly I will balance. And the first two shlokas talks about Mangala Shloka, invocatory prayer. Any text you take, we know Adi Shankaracharya begins with some Mangala Shloka. For Gita Bhashyam also we have seen. Similarly here too. ಅದು ಬಾಗಲ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಶಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ right. And the first invocatory shloka is Ishvara Namaskara, directed towards Ishvara Namaskara, and the second invocatory is Guru Namaskara. And I will chant the shloka with mute. You can repeat. Here Ram Gopal will chant. सर्गस्थितिः प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
सर्गस्थितिः प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुकाम्बुराशिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधगणं नमामि
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधगणं नमामि.
Very nice invocatory prayer. See the last line, Shrivallabham Namami. My salutations to Shrivallabham. In two ways you can interpret this word called Vallabham. Vallabha also means Ganapati. We have a Ganapati form called Vallabha Ganapati, where Ganapati having Lakshmi on his left lap. That is also fine. But here Shankaracharya thinks of Vishnu as Vallabham. Who is Shri? Shri is Lakshmi. And who is dear to Lakshmi, supposed to be dear to Lakshmi? Vishnu or Sriman Narayana. Vallabham means a dearful one. Shri Vallabham. Lakshmi's dear one is Vishnu. Namami. Salutations. My salutations to the Lord Vishnu. And all the other words are the description for the Lord. In the shloka, all the other words are the description or glorification of the Lord. What is that? First line. Sargaha stitihi pralaya hetuhu Shrivallabham namami. The Lord who is the cause of sargaha, creation, srishti, sthiti, maintenance, pralayah, resolution, sargasthiti pralaya hetuhu. Hetuhu is the cause. Lord Vishnu is the cause of creation of the universe, sustenance of the universe, and resolution of the universe. In short, we call as Jagat Karanam Brahma. Brahman is the cause of the universe. Jagat Karanam Brahma. Now the question will come, if Brahman is the cause, how did he create the universe? For any product to take place, we need two important factors. One is called the intelligent cause, and the second is material cause. And the intelligence cause in Sanskrit is called Nimitta Karanam, and material cause in Sanskrit is called as Upadana Karanam. A furniture has both intelligent and a material cause. Material cause is the raw material, which is wood. That is Upadana Karanam. And to make a proper furniture, we need the carpenter. And he is called as intelligent cause, Nimitta Karanam. Hence the furniture has come out. Same thing applies for gold and goldsmith. Gold is upadana karanam, raw material, and the goldsmith is intelligent cause, nimittopadana karanam, nimitta karanam. And this is common for all the products in the universe. But under certain rare circumstances, as an exception, the intelligent cause and the material cause can be one. In Sanskrit, it is called as utsargaha and apavadaha. For example, whenever we go outside on a vehicle, there is a red light near the signal. What does that mean? Wherever there is a red light, we have to stop. This stopping is called as utsargaha. But under exception, if an ambulance comes, he need not stop. He can go to the hospital taking in a patient. That exception rule is called as apavadaha. Everybody has to pay the tax. That is utsargaha. But under rare circumstances, tax can be evaded. I don't know whether the evaded is a right word or not. Can be reduced. Under few circumstances, 80G, some income tax rules, 80C, 80G, housing loan, PPF, something they talk. So it is possible. So here also, under rare circumstances, the cause, the material cause and the intelligent cause can be one. What is that? It is available in everybody's house. Where? Behind your television or behind your screen. In your house, if there is a room and if you have a screen like this behind and which is attached to the wall, and just open the screen and you can see the cause of the universe. Who is that? Spider. Behind every screen or every TV, there is a spider. He creates his own web. Spider is an exception, an intelligent cause as well as a material cause. He knows how to create the web. And what is the material cause for the spider? His own saliva. This is an exception. That is why specifically Bhagavan knows the mind of a human. He creates such kind of a species because the human being suddenly will ask, how can Bhagavan create the world? What is the cause for Bhagavan to create? With what material did he create? So Bhagavan has kept one Jiva species only for answering our problem. Spider. Mundaka Upanishad talks about this. Yatorna nabhik grannate srijate iva. Now what happens to the spider then? Spider becomes the abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. A word has to be added. Abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. In place of spider, change the word to Brahman. Brahman is the abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. He is the cause for creating, sustaining, resolution, and he is also the material. And how does this Brahman create? This is the entire universe. Then Adi Shankaracharya says, next word, achintya shaktim. To create something, you need three factors. Knowledge is required, skill is required, power is required. Ordinary creation requires ordinary skill, knowledge, power. Extraordinary skill, extraordinary creation requires extraordinary power, skill, and knowledge. Ordinary house-made chapatis, what knowledge do you require? How much skill do you need to make it round? Hardly it will be palm size. You cannot make it bigger. You will say there is no tawa. Even if tawa is nice, you say the person who makes chapati doesn't know how to roll. Either it will be triangle or hexagon or square, something, but chapati can never come in round shape. There will be some difference. But the same chapati when roti ghar makes, how will it be? A bigger tawa. And he places in his two hands that the material of chapati mavu hit. And you have seen in railway stations or in bus stands a person who makes the tea or coffee, and he uses two dabras or two tumblers, and he plays with that coffee horizontally. He plays. Here there is one tumbler, here there is one tumbler, and he pours like a circle. Extraordinary skill, extraordinary knowledge. We can't do that. If we do, it will pour on us. Achintya Shaktim. To create this entire cosmos, Bhagavan has that knowledge, power, and skill. What is that? Maya Shakti. Achintya Shakti is equal to Maya Shakti. Unimaginative power. Anirvachaniyatvat. Cannot explain the power of the Lord as Maya. Do you remember Viveka Chudamani Shloka? Allala. A shloka hedi noda. Sannapya ubhayatmikano bhinnatma ubhayatmikano sangapya nangapya ubhayatmikano mahadbhutam anirvachaniya rupa. Very important. Mahadbhutam anirvachaniya rupa. It is Achintya Shakti, the power of the Lord, Maya Shakti. We can never comprehend Maya. The more we probe into Maya, there is one thing or the other. We can never conclude what Maya Shakti is. So, Achintya Shakti, it becomes more mystery after mystery. Next, Vishveshwaram, another adjective to the Lord. Vishveshwaram. The Lord is all omnipotent. Sarva Shakti. Vidita Vishwamananta Murtim. The Lord has various forms to create the universe. That is material cause and intelligent cause. As an intelligent cause, the Lord has created the Jagat. Very important. As an intelligent cause, the Lord has created the whole universe. As a material cause, the Lord has become the universe. As an intelligent cause, he creates. As a material cause, he becomes. Creating to becoming is Bhagavan's duty. When can I have Ishvara Darshan? There is no separate Ishvara Darshan apart from Jagat Darshanam. What all products we are seeing in the universe, like Akasha, Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jala, Panchamahabhutas, etc., all the species is nothing but the Lord in different forms. The other day I sent you the quote of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, same thing. Meditating with eyes closed is seeing the Lord within. Meditating with eyes open is seeing Lord everywhere. Vishwarupa Ishvara is open eye meditation. Very important. Vidita Vishwamananta Murtim. Next. Nirmukti Bandhana Apara Shakti. निर्मुक्ति बंधन अपार सुखांभुराशि. Another beautiful adjective. Bandhana. Bandhana, don't think of Kannada film. Bandhana here means bondage. Bondage. Numerous bondage we are attached to. But Nirmukta Bandhana, Bhagavan is free of all bondages. Because Bhagavan has Maya under him. Maya is the servant of Bhagavan. But whereas for us, Maya becomes the owner, we become the servant. For example, a president has few police under him or surrounded by to him. Wherever the president or prime minister goes, they have a battalion of security guard. What does that show? So they are the servants of the president or the prime minister. But a criminal is also surrounded by a police. What does that show? Police are the king, the criminal is a servant. So similarly, Maya acts as a servant to the Lord, but for us, Maya becomes the Lord, we become the servant of Maya. So we are always in Bandhana, but Bhagavan is Nirmukta Bandhana, free from all kinds of bondages, because he has the power to create and he can become the creation. And not only that, Apara Sukambhurashim. Apara Sukambhurashim. Lord's Ananda is infinite, Anantam. Our Ananda is Alpananda, limited Ananda. Our Ananda is always dependent on something, isn't it? But Lord's Ananda is Purnananda. So we can keep, whoever wants to become a Swami, I can keep these two names, Purnananda, Alpananda. Because our Ananda is limited. The Jiva has only limited desires. If he or she doesn't get fulfilled, they will cry. Apara Sukambhurashim. And the last adjective is Vimala Bodha Ghanam. Ghanam is equal to Swarupam here. Ghanam is equal to Swarupam. Bodha. We have seen this word many times. Bodha means Jnanaha. Chitrupaha. Chitrupaha. Mala, impure. Vimala, pure. Vimala Bodha means Shuddha Chaitanya Swarupaha. Shuddha Chaitanya Swarupaha. And this is one of the nature of the Lord. And this nature of the Lord in Shastra it is called as Swarupa Lakshanam. Swarupa Lakshanam. Correct. Okay. Swarupa Lakshanam. What is Swarupa Lakshanam? Shuddha Chaitanya. Being the nature of pure Ananda is the nature of Bhagavan. And the other nature is called Tatastha Lakshanam. Tatastha Lakshanam means in being an intelligent and material cause, which we have already seen. Jagat Karanam Brahma is Tatastha Lakshanam. Swarupa Lakshanam is it's his own nature as Purna Ananda. So with this, the first Mangala Shloka is completed. I will chant once again. You can recall what all I have told. Sargasthiti pralaya hetumachintya shaktim Vishveshwaram vidita vishvamanantamurtim Nirmukta bandhanam apara sukambhurashim Shri Vallabham Vimala Bodhaganam Namami. Now the second Mangala Shloka as Guru Namaskara. Yasya prasadat ahameva Vishnuhu.
यस्य प्रसादात् अहमेव विष्णुः
मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च
मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च
इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम्
तं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम्
तस्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्.
तस्यां त्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्.
Another beautiful Mangala Shloka. Yasya prasadat vijanami. Vijanami. I know or I have realized. What have you realized? Yasya prasadat. Yasya is equal to Guruhu. Prasadat is equal to the grace, the blessings. By the grace / blessings of the Guru, I have come to realize. In this context, grace means, or in any Vedantic context, grace always means teachings of the Guru. Guru can bless 100% to the student only by teaching. That is the only way. All the other blessings are valid, but it is a partial blessings of the Guru. Touching the head of the Shishya is a partial blessing. Giving prasadam to a Shishya is the partial blessing. But the lifelong blessing, if one has to have, of the Guru is the teaching. Vedantic blessing means Vedantic teaching. So, Yasya prasadat, the Guru's blessings or grace is always there with the student. This I know, vijanami. Apart from this, what do you know? Itham vijanami. Itham is equal to this. By the grace of the Guru, I have come to realize this. What is that? This? A fact. A very important fact. See, in Mangala Shloka itself, Shankaracharya puts a Mahavakya. Ahameva Vishnuhu. Itham vijanami ahameva Vishnu. That is the fact. That is the blessing. From the Guru's teachings, I come to know that I am not a limited jiva. I am not bound to birth and death. Punarapi janaram, punarapi maranam cycle, I don't wish to take. I am not a tormented jiva. What a statement in the Mangala Shloka itself. Yasya prasadat itham vijanami ahameva Vishnuhu. Then you might ask a question. If you are Vishnu, I don't see any kirita on your head, nor there is 4 hands, Shankha Chakra Gadha Pani. We don't have. Then that shows a student is a very dull student. Here we are not talking of Vachyartha Vishnu, we are talking of Lakshyartha Vishnu, implied Vishnu. Sarvam Veveshti iti Vishnu. Sarvam Veveshti. Vishnu means it is derived from the root word called Vish, to pervade. Sarvam Veveshti. Everywhere this Sat is there, that is called as Vishnu here. In the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, this Aham is Tvam Padartha and Vishnu is Tat Padartha and Asi is Aikyam. Ahameva Vishnu. Aham Vishnu iti janami. Not the Vishnu of the previous word, Jagat Karanam, but Vishnu as Swarupa Lakshanam. Vimala Ghana, Vimala Bodha Ganam. That Swarupa Vishnu we are talking, not the first line. And remember Shvetashvatara Upanishad, my favorite shloka. ಅದೇ ಏನದು ಮರ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಸರಿ, ಫೇವರೇಟ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕನೇ ಮರ್ತೆ. ಎನಿವೇಸ್, ಸರ್ವಂ ಮಯಿ ಕಲ್ಪಿತಂ and everything else is falsely projected. Sarvam mayi kalpitam. I have created the universe. Whatever the Jiva's universe it might be, I have created. So many people here. Individually, all of us have our own universe, isn't it? Sarvam mayi kalpitam. As Samashti Jiva also, we have created this universe. If we have to take Vishnu Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka, Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrusham Meghavarnam Shubhangam. Think. And this credit of Ahameva Vishnu Jnanam, Shankaracharya says, with humility I accept, because it is not my teaching. I have known through this from my Guru. A profound statement, and yet he presents it humbly. Who is called a Guru? Apart from removing the ignorance and giving the light, that is a common meaning. And there is another lakshana of the Guru, Grunati Upadishati iti Guruhu. The one who teaches Atma Vidya is Guruhu. Grunati Atma Vidya Upadishati iti Guruhu. Ukaro vai andakaraha, that meaning we know. Rukarastvat nirodakaha andakara nivartitvat guru ityabhidhiyate. That is fine. But here, in this context, Grunati Upadishati iti Guruhu. Sadatma Rupam. Next. This Ahameva Vishnuhu as Lakshyarthaha is Sada Sat Rupaha. Sat means absolute existence. Sat Brahma. Chandogya Upanishad, Sadeva Agra Soumya Idam Asit Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. Or if you have to grammatically make this statement, Sada Atma Rupa, and then add Vijanami to this, I am always aware of this fact. Sada Vijanami. I am always aware of this fact that I am the Vishnu. So I prostrate to my Guru because of this teaching. Tasyangri Padmam. Angrihi means the feet of the Guru. Padmam, to the lotus feet of the Guru, I salute. Pranatosmi Nityam. Every day I do the namaskara to the Guru because he has given this teaching to me. Right. Again, I will repeat the second shloka. Right. Yasya prasadat ahameva Vishnuhu mayyeva sarvam parikalpitam ya or parikalpitam cha itham vijanami sadatma rupam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam. Wonderful shloka. Now third. Tapatrayarka santaptaha. There is one meter which I forgot. Tapatrayarka santaptaha. No. Kaschidudvignamanasah Shamadhi sadhanairyuktaha Sadgurum Paripruchati. Tapatrayarka santaptaha kaschidudvignamanasah Shamadhi sadhanairyuktaha Sadgurum Paripruchati. Okay, I forgot the meter, but anyways. Now Shankaracharya introduced student and a teacher to start the conversation of Mahavakya. So Mangala Shloka is over. Now the introduction to the text. And any Vedanta Vichara is best understood through a proper dialogue. This is in all our scriptures. Every Upanishad will have a guru and will have a shishya. Even if there is no guru and shishya, the Upanishad itself will imagine a teacher and a student for the successful completion of Mahavakya. Here too, Shankaracharya brings out the student here. And this Guru Shishya Sampradaya, or this imaginary student and imaginary Shishya, this dialogue is called as Guru Shishya Parampara in our Sampradaya. Apart from this, there is no separate Guru Shishya Parampara. This dialogue itself is Guru Shishya Parampara. That means what? Independent study of Vedantic scriptures should never be made. If you start independently studying Vedantic scriptures, confusion only will be in your mind. Even if you are well versed in Sanskrit, even if you have Sanskrit dictionaries next to you, independent study will never help. It will only create confusion. Because every verse has to be studied through a Sampradaya teacher only. Through the Sampradaya teacher only, the Vishesha Artha, the real meaning of each sloka can be decoded. Anyways, here he says, Kaschit. Kaschit means some student. So here we are not interested in knowing the qualification of the student with respect to from which background he has come, or from which country, what is his nature, what is his gender, or what color he has. These are all immaterial for the teacher. Kaschita, some student, but what is important is what spiritual qualifications he has. That is very important. His family background we don't want, but what is the spiritual background we want. Kaschita, what is that qualification? Tapatrayagya santaptaha. So she is one who should have faced problems of samsara. This is the first qualification. He or she is one who has faced tapatraya, the problems of samsara. Taptaha means tapaha, tapati. Tapati means what? Tapaha, heat. Burned or scorched. Literally it means scorched. By what? Arkaha. Tapatrayarka santraptaha. And the upasarga called sam is put. That means was intensely burnt by the problems of samsara. And what are the problems? Though there are n number of problems, but Shastra reduces into three categories. Tapatrayam, Adhi Laukika, Adi Bhautika, and Adhyatmika. These are the three tapatrayas where all of us will face. And this tapatraya in short is called samsara. Now what is Adhilaukika? Devataha adhikritya pravartam adhilaukikam. This is the definition of adhilaukika. Devataha, one word, or devataha slash devan adhikritya pravartam adhidaivikam. Adhidaivikam. Problems given by devatas. Simple. Outside rain is coming. Varuna Bhagavan is giving some problem. Whenever rain falls here, power goes away. So this is the problem. Tsunami happens. World war happens. Which is happening. Okay. Tsunami, floods, volcanoes, drought, all are part of Adhidaivika. It is a curse given or the shapa given by the devatas, Agni, Indra, Varuna, Vayu. Why it happens? Then we have to go to again Dharma Shastra. When we don't perform our Nitya Naimittika and Yaga, Havana, devatas will curse us in the form of Shapa. Anyways, that is part of another context, not now. Adibhaivika. Next is Adibhautika. Bhutani adhikritya pravartanam adibhautikam. Bhutani adhikritya pravartanam adibhautikam. Bhutaha means not the ghost. Bhuta here means living beings. And who are the living beings? Is equal to family members. Because they will not allow you for you to do the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. They are the great obstacles. Swamiji, I am ready to attend the class. Suddenly, one of the family member went ill. I had to take them to hospital. That is an obstacle. Swamiji, everything was fine in the house, but suddenly office call came. There was an immediate call which I had to take at exactly 7 o'clock. That means what? Vakya Vritti side. Office Vritti more. Simple. Let it be for 5-10 minutes. This is what? Means what? It is an obstacle created. So, Tapatrayagni Santaptaha, the one who faces such kinds of a problem is a fit person for Vedantic study. But I don't see that. Class has been ignored, but calls have been taken. Okay. Family problem, son problem, daughter issue. Anything apart from you, if there is a problem, that is Adibhutani, including mosquitoes, because summer season has started. Including mosquito, it is a problem. Adibhuta. Neighbors issue will be there. If you don't give 3 feet gap next to each other's house, then problem. Third is Adhyatmika. Atmanam adhikritya pravartam adhyatmika. Atmanam adhikritya pravartam adhyatmika. Adhyatmika tapatrayam. Problems created by my own self. What is that? Health issue. I cannot sit crossed leg for 1 hour. I can stay relaxed and listen to Vedanta. That is what most of you are doing now. Most of you, I didn't say everyone, most of you. The moment you get up from the seat, a sound will come from the bone. Tuck. Getting up and sitting is a project now. Health issue. Physically, health issue. Apart from this, mental issues are there. Psychological problems for all of us. Today, if I am fine, afternoon I am not fine. Every 2 hours, like a lagna, my mind is changing. In 24 hours, 12 hours, I am not all right. Either it has been created by Adibhaivika or Adibhautika or Adhyatmika. Basically, I ensure that I should not be proper. I should always cry. This is my signature autobiography. Some psychological issue we should always have. We should show our finger to somebody. He did that, she did this. Or there is no power, something like that. So these 3 tapatrayam, tapatrayagni santaptaha, one should burn with all these 3 factors. So the one who really sees the futility of all these tapatrayams, he or she is a fit person for Vedanta. That is one of the conditions. Tapatrayagni santaptaha. Udvigna manasaha. The person who is totally burnt and who looks a way out is called as Udvigna manasaha. Udvigna, a mind is disturbed. He or she doesn't have the viveka and vairagya. Udvigna manasaha. Very important. Only when I recognize the limitations of a samsara, I know where I have to come for Vedanta, or I can understand what moksha is. Until and unless I know the limitations of samsara, I will never put efforts for moksha. If you say samsara is fine, somehow I will manage, truly you have not understood its limitations. And to exactly according to the ratio of your understanding only, you will gain moksha jnanam also. The value of health, when do you get to know? Only unhealthy, isn't it? Similarly, once you know the limitations of samsara, then only you will vote for moksha. So, tapatrayagni santaptaha udvigna manasa. He wants to come out. That is qualification number 1. Qualification number 2 is shamadhi sadhanair yuktaha. This we have seen. We have seen in sadhana panchakam, viveka chudamani, tattva bodha, atma bodha, everywhere we have seen. Shamadhi sadhanair yuktaha. I will not go into details. I will just mention the six-fold disciplines. Shama, control of the mind. Dama, control of the body. Uparama, withdrawal of sense pleasures or sense organs. Titiksha, resistance or forbearance from all the heat, cold, external environments. Sukha, dukkha, labha, nashta. Shraddha, faith in the words of the Guru and scriptures. And Samadhana, practicing concentration. These 6 are Shamadhi Shatka Sadhanair Yuktaha. Qualification 2. Qualification 1, knowing the limitation of samsara and looking for a way out. Qualification 2 is developing all these 3 virtues, all these 6 virtues. And third, very important, is Sadgurum Paripruchati, looking for a proper Shrotriya and Brahmanishta Guru for asking of self-knowledge. These qualifications should help him to approach a Guru. When you are unhealthy, whom do you approach? A qualified doctor. When you have legal issues, whom do you approach? A qualified lawyer. So when you have limitations of samsara, you should approach a Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru. So only Guru can decode all these shlokas and help you in attaining moksha. Whenever I use the word moksha, it is mean being ananda, being happy eternally. That is the thing what we are focusing on. Moksha means being happy eternally, in spite of all odds. Or DDS. Bhagavad Gita says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Approach a Guru, ask questions, ask legitimate spiritual questions. Illegitimate samsara questions may you not ask. Sadgurum Paripruchati. And in the previous Gita class, we have seen, we have divided the Gurus into 3. Uttama, Madhyama and Manda Guruhu. So, Shamadhi Sadhanair Yuktaha Sadgurum Paripruchati. May you approach a Guru and ask for moksha. I will conclude here. From tomorrow, we will continue. Om Sham Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम।